How does Hamilton, the short-tempered protean creator of the Coast Guard and founder of the New York Post, translate so well into film? Hi, I just watched Hamilton, and I gotta talk about it. Also, if you're from the doodling video, hi, this is what my face looks like. Hamilton! I have been obsessed with Hamilton since my friend Kimmy introduced me back in 2016. So this is my friend Kimmy, who is a really big fan of Hamilton. And I have a confession. I've never seen it or really listened to the songs. Is it gonna be super fast? To the point where I performed like an entire live stream, not just singing along with, but dancing to the entire 2-hour play. Well, the cast album recording, because we didn't have any idea of what the play looked like. Unless you happen to, not watch a 240p bootleg copy off YouTube that someone snuck in and then have Jonathan Groff give you a death glare for like 10 seconds in the middle of a scene. Totally. Not at all. But it's here! And it's so good. It's so much better than I thought it was gonna be. So let's get into it. Also, apologies, it is currently the night of the 4th of July, and so, which is oddly appropriate. Excuse the explosions. They help set the mood. First of all, this was Leslie Odom Jr.'s movie. He stole the show, let's be honest. That man can sing. That man can dance. That man can put on a show. Followed so close, they're like neck and neck with Daveed Diggs. That man, just so charismatic. Like every moment that he was on screen, my eyes were drawn to him. Even when I should have been paying attention to Lin-Manuel Miranda. Nope, I was just watching Daveed the entire time. To be honest, the only real criticism that I have with it is, I love and I'm so thankful to Lin-Manuel for creating this beautiful masterpiece. But I thought he was definitely the weakest of all the actors. Like, Daveed Diggs, incredible. Leslie Odom Jr., incredible. Everybody else, amazing. Just Chris Jackson. Watching their faces, you could really feel the emotions. And I didn't even think about the fact that this was a play. It just felt like two people interacting. But then it would, like in a really sad scene, I would feel the hurt and anguish on everybody else's faces. And then Lin is just over there like... It was a little bit funny because I am that one friend who's always like, oh my gosh, you haven't listened to Hamilton? What? You need to listen to it right now. Yeah, that guy. So obviously I'm singing along out loud, but I'm so used to the cast recording that there were little like changes in the way that like the cast sang things or delayed saying the next word by like half a beat, and it just threw me off. And it was so great. It's so good to listen to some variation, And oh my gosh, to watch this play. There were gags in there that, like, we just didn't know about because we only had the cast recording. Spoilers. By the way, by far, the best visual gag was when the king says he's so blue. And then the light changes. That's a funny gag, but it's so much better when you know that line by heart. And then you see it take on a whole new meaning. The spinny stage, so cool. The choreography, jaw-dropping. That scene in Satisfied, when all of a sudden everyone starts dancing and doing all of the motions in reverse. I melted. And of course, actually finally seeing this, the one part that was left out from the cast recording. Yeah, that part. I've listened to it a million times. But when you not just hear, but see Eliza's reaction to when Philip was shot, that hits different, man. I cried. It had been building up the entire second act, and then it was at that moment, the dam burst. Now, in the years following, 2015, 2016, we're in a very different just situation in the country. And there's been some very valid criticism that this show puts on, that it puts the founding fathers, who in reality were pretty awful people, on a pedestal. And one could even argue it could be a form of American propaganda. I think that's very fair. But man, it bangs. You know what though? It's a show where Thomas Jefferson is being played by a black Jewish man. And I just love that that is making the real man roll in his grave. Did I steal that bit from Twitter? Yes, I did. But it's true. The fact that the entire cast, and that includes not just the main actors, but all of the backup and the dancers, they're all from various minorities, I think is awesome. And I want more of that. It was also kind of interesting because previously the line like history has its eyes on you, to me, was a very positive thing. But I applied it to certain other people in power right now, and it took on a whole new meaning. So overall, I mean, obviously I loved it. What else were you expecting? This is I love Hamilton. It's like, to be completely honest, I haven't really listened to the soundtrack in like 2 years, but the minute that bum ba da da dum bum bum, all of a sudden it all came flooding back. And I was just instantly transported back to 2016. And that's what I really love about Hamilton, because the show is incredible and amazing, but to me, it's a moment in my life. And it's something that I'm going to carry with me and probably carry all of the words and all of the music my entire life. This is a part of me now. And it's so cool to be able to share that with so many people around the planet. To me, that's the best thing about Hamilton. I've seen this phrase floating around on the internet every now and again, and I'm totally going to butcher it in this very rough paraphrase, but it went something like, at the end of the day, a piece of art isn't the actual thing. The art aspect is what it means to you personally. And I think that's so beautiful. And that's what Hamilton is for me. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every member of the cast and the crew who have worked so tirelessly to create this art that has affected so many people around the globe. And specifically, I want to thank Lin-Manuel and his family for telling this story.